The Book of Proverbs, verse 27. Locusts have no king, yet they advance together in ranks. Okay, hi everybody, this is Christian RPG Gamers. So I guess I'm just going to give some of my thoughts about this new game that came out, and I'll try to put some kind of a Christian message on it too. I mean, I don't always have a big message I can always, I don't want to just force a message into something either. But I also do feel like clean, wholesome entertainment is in its own right a great way to glorify God. But so there's this new trading card game. Now obviously this game, Pokemon the trading card game has existed honestly for basically forever. It might even be older than some of the people who are even alive at this point, or who would even watch content or whatever. But Pokemon trading card game has honestly never really been good at having a video game version of it. There was this old I think a Game Boy Color game of it, like 15 plus years ago or something, or I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know how old it is at this point. They had one game like that out there, but they've never really had a good video game version. So this new app is pretty cool. Now, I mean, okay, so some of my thoughts about this app, or this game. I feel like it's fine. I mean, it's not, because in my opinion, I feel like it's kind of lackluster in a lot of ways, but it is also fine at the same time. It gives you a lot of early game rewards and the ability to kind of play and participate in the game, and then it kind of dries up after time. And once you get to a level around, probably even around level 10, a lot of the game just kind of comes to an end in a sense. And right now they have 3 vanilla packs. Now I don't know how old these packs even are. I mean, I know it's been adjusted a little bit. They made the game a little bit easier for stuff like the energies and stuff. But it seems like a solid vanilla game. I just don't know how long I would really want to keep wanting to come back to it, other than just wanting to play some Pokemon trading card games. Because I mean they have a nice variety of different AI challenges you can go up against, and you can play against a few. You can play against the real people too. They give you enough cards to start off the game with, and you start opening packs up, and you can get some decent cards. I actually opened up a really extremely rare pack. I didn't even know this pack existed. So I opened up I think it's called an EX pack. So I got it was 5 or 6, all of them were EX cards. Now I didn't even know that was an option. I thought you get 1 EX card in it. So I got myself a really good Charizard pack now. So normally in the game, I would say you every day you get 1 booster pack you get to open, and then if you play the game, you'll probably have access, to be honest, to opening a second booster pack. So you probably get about 2 packs a day normally, depending on how you use your stuff, how you use your resources, and you might get a couple extra accessories or goodies every once in a while. But if you kind of play the game very casually, you can expect to get about about good 2 solid booster packs every day, which isn't bad necessarily either. So in the decks that you use, you only use 20 cards in a deck, and you can only use 2 copies of any card. So, and there's only the 3 sets. There's only basically there's one set currently out, and there's 3 different variations to that one set. I'm not sure how much they overlap for each one of the 3 packs. So 3 different booster packs. There's a Pikachu one, a Mewtwo one, and I think it's a Charizard one. I'm not sure how many identical cards are in all the different packs, but they are they're very similar in a sense. Which, I mean, I also to be honest, right, I appreciate a good vanilla booster pack sets, especially to start out the game. Like, you look at like Magic the Gathering or something, it just gets completely off the rails. And I can appreciate it too. And like, I mean, in the game is pretty generous, at least starting out. Like, starting the game out, again, like probably until you get around level 10, I mean, you'll probably get access to about like maybe, like, if you spend all your resources, you use your resources wisely, it is without really spending money, you probably get access to at least a good solid like 20 booster packs worth of cards. So, and then like, you know, every day you can get about 2 more packs. So, and there was also a free trial for the, you know, for the battle pass, like a 2 weeks. As long as you cancel it, or if you still want to keep paying for it, you get extra packs and stuff every day too. And there's like the wonder card pools. So it's like there are a lot of cards in the game as you get access to, and you will, I think, eventually start being able to build several good decks. And then also when you play against the AI, each one of the AI decks that you beat the first time, they give you a pool of rewards. So you'll start getting cards to add to your collection. I mean, you're not gonna have like full-fledged powerful decks like day one necessarily, but if you start investing in your resources, and you take a couple of days, you start learning how to play the game, you get some rental decks, you start building up your collection, you'll start being able to pick up, like, you know, at least the basic levels of decks. And you might start getting some really rare, powerful cards. Also with these little, you get some kind of like these little, I'm not sure the terminology, some kind of little like card pieces, and eventually you can pick up your own cards. I mean, obviously the big fatty like EX like rare cards are gonna cost you, like, they cost like 500 of these little parts. But if, say, you were looking for, like, you know, or say you did have an EX, or you had a regular version of one of these big fatties, you're looking for like a couple of Charmanders or like a couple of Charmeleons, you know, for your Charizard or something. Like, you can pick up certain pieces, again, especially at the lower levels, so you can kind of fill out your decks a little bit easier. So it's not like the game is so unfair to the point where you can't get the cards you need ever. And this game obviously is going to be stacked to the point where you want to get, like, you know, an EX Charizard, right? You know, it might be very hard to get. Now I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I actually did manage to get one. So it's like, I mean, it was like, I think I opened like equivalency of like 30 packs so far in the game, but I managed to get an EX pack, and it felt really good. And I got like the Moltres, I got the Charizard, I think I got a Lapras, and a couple other dudes. I don't remember what they do exactly. Like, I do have an EXR, what's it called? It's a Growly, and it evolves into a red, the big version of it's an R. It's like an R something. Sometimes I can't quite think of the name on top of my head. But Arcanine. I do got an EX version of that one, and it's honestly really good. I'm not sure if I was playing. I think this is some of my footage from yesterday. Oh, this is the Blaine's deck, I think. But the Arcane is really good. It does like 120 damage, but it takes 20 damage in exchange for it. But it hits like a mother trucker. I mean, one thing I've learned about in this game, so I mean, again, like, I'm not really like, I've played like probably 5 games of Pokemon trading cards, and someone did teach me how to play the game a long time ago. So I didn't come in completely, like, you know, completely noob, but so the EX, apparently they're worth 2 victory points. Granted, they're also just like, you know, cracked powerful too. But it takes a little bit of time. You might have to play a handful. You're going to probably have to play like good like 10-20 matches before you start really learning how the game works. So it's like you got to figure out where to put your energies every single turn. But like once you learn how to get good, like, this game is not impossible either. So, oh yeah, there it is, right? The Arcane. I mean, I got the EX version though. So now I got an EX Charizard and I got an EX Moltres. So I'm gonna have to be kind of careful, you know, because I don't want to just like risk massive victory point loss. But and then you also can retreat your dudes back. So it's like there is a bit of a challenge and a bit of a strategy. And I was able to with my red deck, because I've been investing more into the Charizard packs. But now that I got the EX pack, I think I'm going to start investing into some of the Pikachu packs now. Because like I want to start building other colors and stuff. And for like games like these, I feel like I probably would be more. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty happy at the end of the day just playing against like the AI. Yeah, this video is gonna come to an end. I don't know what's the next one. It's okay. Okay, this is a little longer one. I don't remember what I was doing on this one. And I built a few decks. Obviously, my red deck is my most powerful deck currently. I think I was trying to build a few other decks. The problem is I just don't have that many cards. So like I'm kind of stuck. You can build a deck, and you also can build decks with mixed colors and stuff too. So like vanilla colors, or what do you call them? A normal energy. And some of these decks, like I've seen, like there's Chansey up there. There's also like there are some very powerful normal monsters too. But you can put normal in any deck color, and you also can mix the energies. So I played a versus match. I can't remember if I won or not. I think I lost in the end, but I almost won. This person played like, to be honest with somebody, this person played like a 3-color deck. Now, so apparently, I mean, like I've never played multiple colors like that. So what I'm like, I mean, to be honest, I was kind of afraid to build a multicolored deck. Honestly, I probably should though. So this person, I think, ran a water electric fighting type. So apparently what I saw was the energies, every single turn, it was switched to a different color in the energy. And you can put those energies on different Pokemon you have. So, I mean, again, I'm also, to be honest, like a massive rookie in this game right now. Or I'm not sure what the word rookie, or like a novice level or something. I'm not bad at card games, but I'm not familiar with this specific one too much. So I mean, I know there's energies. Some of your energies use normal energy, and some use specific energy. So I could understand, if you had a night, if you sat there and you intricately tried to build a deck. Because like if you have like, say, I think my Arcanine, it's like 2 red and like a colorless. Or even I had this some kind of a salamander, a big fat like centipede fire salamander, and it uses like 2 red and 2 normal. So I think the normal energy is like a generic one. I think now I also could just be blatantly wrong too. I think if you had like you could use like a water energy to pay for a normal cost. So like you wanted to build like, I don't know, like a fire water or whatever. I don't know why that came to my mind. It's a very weird combination, but you could put water energy and use water energy on a red Pokemon for normal costs. So there is a lot of there is a level of strategy to this game, and most of these matches are kind of fast. Now they're not like, no, sometimes it can kind of drain out a little bit too. But I mean, like it's probably like a good solid. Most of the games I've seen are probably around 15 minutes long at most. It could be shorter, it could be longer, depending on how much risk you're taking. It probably to be honest, probably like as a norm is probably around 10 minutes long. For like more like a shorter normal matches, which I think is fine. Because like you're playing like like a 55 minutes long, and it's like it can just drain on forever. But if you're going like 3 minutes, that's also kind of short at the same time. It's like a good solid 15-20 minute single match, I think, or game is I think a pretty good amount of time. I play Magic the Gathering quite a bit, or I've been playing on Arena also. And a single game, sometimes it can last like 5 to 7 minutes, depending on how fast. Sometimes it's like there's just extremely fast people who are playing, and sometimes it's me also, right? Really, really aggressive, fast, highly assertive, highly competitive, like well-built engine machine, and you can beat your opponent down super hard, and like maybe your opponent just doesn't feel like playing anymore. I mean, I can understand. I've been on the the giving end and on the receiving end. And the match might last for like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 minutes, and then the game's just over. And sometimes the games on Magic the Gathering Arena, depending on the types of decks both you and your opponent are playing. Or if one opponent's playing a fast deck, and one opponent's playing like a slower deck, the slower deck, delays your opponent. Or maybe, you're both playing kind of more control decks, or you're both playing, you're playing a kind of a longer strategy game. It can be like a good 30, 40 minutes long in a single game. So it can be really fast if you're both playing aggressive. And it could be kind of like this like never-ending match where you're like, man, it's like, maybe I'm just gonna scoop because I just don't feel like keep going on this. And like on Pokemon, like, I mean, I've seen like, okay, for example, say I had like, I had my Pokemon in the front lane, and they had their Pokemon in the front lane, and it's like I don't have any energy in my Pokemon to fight, and then like, oh, I have like 1 energy on my dude, and they might have like 0, and I just have like a vanilla dude there, or I have like 2 energy on a dude, but it costs like 4 to attack with it, and I just have it sitting there, and then my opponent also has a dude in play, and they don't have any energy on their dude either, and they're having their dude just sit there. We're both just leveling up our big fat guys in the back. So like, I mean, I was playing like the fire type. I think they were playing like grass type. No, I mean, I was playing against the higher level decks, and this was against the AI too. I mean, some of their decks are really strong though. Like Venusaur is really powerful, the ability to absorb life. And I had my like Arcanine. Now, I mean, I think I did manage to beat the first 2 trainers on the higher level difficulty against the grass type, but I haven't really pushed it further than that. But you sit there with your dudes in play, and you're sitting there, and you're just like you're evolving your back dudes, and you're just putting energy on them, so that eventually one of you is going to initiate some kind of a combat. So you're just sitting there, leveling, putting more energies on your dudes, and then eventually you can retreat your starter, or your front man back. So it costs the energy on your guy, and they also just are just removed by the way too. But the retreat can be very valuable. So like, you retreat your guy back. It's the only really way to get him back. And also, there are trainer cards. I bought this trainer card. It's not like expensive or anything. And it costs like 1 less to retreat. So you pull your dude back, and then you bring something else into the front instead, and then you can attack with that one. So you're kind of like, you're both sitting there, kind of playing chicken, like who's gonna really attack first. And there is some interesting back and forth stuff. Because obviously, like, Magic the Gathering is a highly intricate, extremely complex, layers upon layers of systems with massive amounts of cards and effects. But like, this game is a little more straightforward, but it can still be kind of tricky. But it's a little more simple. I think this game is a pretty simple game, but there is complexity to it also. I know there's like flipping coins and stuff, and some of these dudes, they can be very strong. And I've also learned that like there are some vanilla like there's, for example, like a creature like Magmar, where you pay like, it has it's 2 red energy, and it's like for 50 damage. I think it has like 80 life. Now granted, it doesn't evolve and it doesn't have any extra abilities, but like, for example, those are not bad necessarily. They have a couple of like, some of your versatile like middle range power creatures in the deck, or even like a Pinsir or something, right? Like this, I got this dude here. I think I got an alternate artwork for him, but again, because he doesn't have evolution, so he starts out at like a pretty decent power. Now he's not like great. Some of these like mid-range dudes aren't great necessarily, but they can be a good temporary fix. Like if you put Oddish down, and Oddish would be kind of weak, right? But Pinsir, like starting out, would be able to hold its own. Eventually, maybe you could retreat him out, or maybe honestly, it's just 1 victory point, right? So you pull it back, or maybe you let it die, and you keep bumping up your other dudes. And obviously there's different varieties of these creatures throughout the game. So if you get some solid, you get like some solid versions of these cards, they can be very good. Like, I mean, you can, like, you're trying to build this, like, you're trying to build a deck that can win. You have 20 cards, and like, it's debatable how many support cards you want to run. I mean, it's not even easy to find them all. Like, maybe you run it's probably like 4 to 5 support cards. I mean, you don't want to run too many, but it's like, I mean, you got to think about what kind of deck you want to build. So like, if you're going to build the Charizard deck, I mean, you only can run 2 copies of every card. So obviously, you're going to have 6 cards right there. You got the 2 Charmanders, the 2 Charmeleons, and the 2 Charizards. So that'd be 6 cards. You probably, to be honest, want to run... I mean, you probably also want at least one more version of a... What do you call it? I'm not sure what the terminology, like an evolutionary set or something. So like, you might run the Charizard set. But you also might want to run another set, or even like a couple, or even just like run 2 starters and like a middle evolution. Yeah, I have like those centipede things, or called Sakaras or something, and I have like the Arcane Knight or something, or the Ninetales. I mean, you want to keep it somewhat balanced, but it's good, it's good to have balance, but it's also good to have, like that centipede there. I don't know, what's that thing's called? I mean, it looks cool, it's pretty strong. I have it right here. I think this is my fire deck. And I had the heat more, to be honest. I never used the heat more. I'm probably just gonna take it out of the deck. I also didn't have enough cards, but like, again, like a Magmar is just a solid, like, it's a solid add-on. It hits honestly pretty strong, especially early game too. Like, you get this thing out and it sits there and it only costs 2 energy to do 50. I think Magmar honestly is a pretty solid dude. So it's like, again, you draw 1 card every turn. Honestly, you draw your deck up pretty fast. And like, the support cards help you to get cards you might need. It also kind of thins your deck out. Because again, here's the thing, right? You're only going to have 3 victory points on both sides. So like, you're never going to be able to use all the cards in your deck. So having a nice variety is good. And like, so yeah, you probably want to have like, again, like the 3, so you have the 6 cards flat up. And then maybe you want to run maybe a good, I don't know, maybe 2 of these, like, kind of like the middle range, no evolution creatures. So that maybe like, now you're at 8, plus you run maybe 4 supports. So now you're at 12. So you still have like 8 more slots. So then maybe, again, like if you have an EX card, so like if you could run an Arcane Knight. Honestly, if you had a regular Arcane plus like the EX version, that could be quite good. And you could run 2 Growliths, for example. I mean, obviously there's different colors, right? So then that'd be 4 more. And you could run maybe 1 more, and then you could run like another support. And then you could, then you have like 3 more cards you could run something with. So you want to have like a solid core deck. And you might also have, a few more slots. I mean, I'm not like an expert on this or anything either, though. But just having a wide variety. I mean, you want to be like kind of like, you want to go down a certain pathway. And again, you will run out of your cards eventually too. And you could maybe, if you get some like some good potions or something, or because like I know that there's an Erica card. The Erica card's like it heals 50 HP from a green Pokemon, which honestly seems like super OP. I haven't seen all the support cards available. I know there's the Blaine's one that like certain certain specific types of Pokemon. So, and you just want to keep a wide variety, but you also want to keep them somewhat focused too. Yeah, there's that Senna, or whatever it's called. Now, I do have a regular Charizard. Now I got an EX version too, so now I have 2 of them. So you just want to keep the deck. You want to keep your deck pretty strong. And then like you could do like the Arcanites and like the Growliths. You also could do like the Ninetales. But you don't want to have too many different versions, because again, you only have the 20 cards. You will draw cards, and if you're using your trainer cards, you're just going to keep drawing your deck out, and you only have the 4 slots in play. You only have the 3 lives, so you just got to think about it a little bit. You know, like, you're drawing a card every turn. You'll probably get all the cards you need eventually. So, focusing on, like, you know, your really best, strongest cards. And also, again, you have to look at your energy costs. So, like, Charizard, I think, has a Fire Blast. Yeah, oh yeah, there's my Arcanine. It was a Fire Blast, I think it cost 4 energy. And, you know, this Inferno Overload or Overrush. Yeah, I think it costs 3 energy. So, you can't really use your Fire Blast, for example, until you get 4 energy. So, and your opponent could be playing, like, you know, a dude in play. I think I was playing this electric type yesterday. And I think they might only, or they're playing against, like, you know, grass type or something. Or you're playing, I think I was playing against this, what's it called? The kangaroo dude. That white kangaroo. What's it called? I can't remember its name. But I was playing this in a harder deck, and there's like a Dizzy Punch or something. It costs like 1 energy. I think it does like 30 damage or something. And say you put your Charizard out or right away, you know, they just start wailing on your dudes or something. It takes a really long time to get the energy going. Like, Arcanine's not impossible because it has 3 energy, but, like, you know, these costs aren't cheap. I think the Ninetales one, I think it removes the energy every time it attacks. Or the same thing with, like, this Centipede thing. So you got to be careful with your energy. So there is complex strategies to this. Now, obviously, the more energy costs, the more powerful your card is. But it also, you know, you also just can't do anything unless you can get it, you know, to pump it up enough. And you also can, like, again, you can evolve your Pokemon, but they'll still keep the damage marked on them. And they also still keep the energy marked on them. So if you have energy on a dude, say this Growlithe had the energy, you'll keep the energy when it evolves. So it's like, it's kind of like, you know, you keep putting energy on different dudes, and you keep trying to, you know, shuffle them around and stuff. You want to defeat your opponent before they defeat you. But it is, and so the game is pretty, I mean, I do think it's pretty fun. I feel like if you play this game from a casual perspective, you'll have a lot better time than playing this game on, like, a super competitive sense. I'm sure this game gets really competitive. I mean, I never really played the game itself. When I was younger, I just collected the cards. I was pretty stupid when I was young too. So, like, no, you know, young people are kind of dumb. It's just the way it is, right? You know, I mean, like, honestly, a lot of older people are kind of dumb too. But I just collected the cards. I never really played the game. Like, you know, the Professor Oak draws you 2 cards. So again, like, your deck does run out pretty quick, and there's no consequence to it. You only have so many cards in your hand. So yeah, those are just, you know, some of the things I've seen about this game. Again, like, you know, I want to try to put, like, a Christian point of view on this too. I would say, honestly speaking, Pokemon, in my opinion, is very, very family friendly and clean. I know that when this game initially came out, there was this huge outrage and people were mad. To tell you the truth, I honestly feel like Pokemon is one of the most, like, probably one of the single-handed most, like, Christian-friendly games you can probably play. It is a really clean series for the most part. I mean, obviously there are, you know, it has its issues, but, like, Pokemon is super cool. At least compared to most of the other stuff out there. You know, again, it does have some mature adult references, especially, like, the older anime and stuff. Some of the older games in the anime, they were a little bit dark at times, but to tell you the truth, like, Pokemon is probably one of the most friendly of series. It's just different elemental types, and you know, you battle back and forth. But yeah, it's just a very neutral, clean, fun world. I don't know if there's really any, like, major Christian direct biblical, like, references to this world. It's like, I mean, obviously, you know, you could look at it, there's all sorts of different elements, there's all sorts of different there's all sorts of different stuff going on, but like a lot of these things are kind of references to the real world. Like, you got like a little, there's like a magnemite there. You got like some kind of fox. You know, lots of different types of animals and stuff. There is a lot of moral values and teachings you can find from it. I mean, to tell you the truth, for pretty much most of the fantasy worlds or anime worlds, if you're willing to look for it, you probably can find something valuable in it. But again, a lot of this stuff, in my opinion, is pretty subjective at the end of the day. But you can choose to find things if you want to find. You can find whatever you want to find in something. If you want to believe that Pokemon is like a satanic, demonic game or a franchise, you can choose to look at it from that point of view. You can find a lot of evil in this series if you wanted to find that evil. Like, it's not impossible, right? But if you wanted to find more, like, clean, wholesome, like, more God-fearing virtues or qualities you want to look in this series, I also think you can choose to find that in the series too. What does the Bible say? It says, like, whatever you seek and you shall find, or whatever you there's like 3 different points, like, knock on the door and it shall be open for you. Seek it out and you'll find it, and ask and you will receive. So whatever you look for, whatever you invest into, whatever you want to find is what you're gonna find from it. I mean, people could probably find like woke, alphabet community people stuff in this game too. I mean, you could find you can find anything you wanted to find in something if you really wanted, really pushed your mind to it. I'm not saying it's necessarily 100% true, but if you really wanted to find something in the series, you could find it. Or you could look really hard and stretch a lot. You might be able to find it in it. I do think Pokemon is a very neutral, clean series, though. So, and this trading card game, honestly, this is a pretty fun game. And so in my personal opinion, I probably would rather, play a game like Magic the Gathering Arena as more of like a long-term strategy. Like, I might, if assuming this app doesn't just completely like blow up or bomb or something, I might periodically play the game. I might just open up pack or 2 every day, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing this game too much. I mean, it is fun for a while, right? I mean, I think if I can build enough of the different decks, I can play against the different AIs, I could play this game periodically on and off. But I think it probably would get a little bit boring. And I'm not a huge fan of this kind of series personally. But I would probably play it for like a couple months and I'll probably just get bored of it and just kind of go do something else. But if they I feel like if they keep making they make new packs. I feel like if they make enough new content and they give you enough product available for either very cheap or free, like, I mean, they can probably keep a normie audience for a long time, and this game could succeed. But if they don't ever get new packs, and they don't get new cards, and they don't find new ways to keep it fresh, this game will probably just become kind of like a meh. I mean, because it feels kind of lame after a while. Like, it's fun for a while, but again, like if they added some some tag team on it, or they added some extra modes you could play, or some special, a bunch of different special content, I feel like this game could probably thrive. It could get a big enough audience. But we'll see what happens, right? I mean, I'm gonna probably have fun with this game. Probably for maybe I could have fun for a good solid 1 or 2 months. So, I mean, I can work on building some more decks. All right, I guess in the comment section below, let me know what your thoughts are on this game, and how much did you play this trading card game? Or what Christian themes do you find in Pokemon? All right, thanks for watching. God is good.